Jamual.
Watch him throw the ball, we gon' pick it off. You gon' let him hit the hole or you gon' cut it off. You gon' play through fourth and long or you gon' punt it off. Your defenders, heavy hitters, put your pads in. Don't be looking for the ref to throw no flags in. Keep the helmet on, keep the cleats tight. You the type to want to win by any means, right? You should look alive. This is Trap or Die.
Yes, sir. Welcome back to another episode of Washington Commanders Morning Show. I'm your host of the Trap or Die podcast, Molly Maul. Appreciate everybody, the early morning warriors, aka the morning trappers, checking in. Jay Tizzy, what's going on? Everybody that's checking in live, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch. Welcome. As always, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. This is exclusive to YouTube for the most part. I may put this as a podcast. I don't know yet. But anyway, if you're on YouTube, obviously make sure you show some love that way. We welcome everybody that's tapping in. On the show today, we will be doing a film session. We're gonna get that started pretty early. And before we do that, I have to give my thoughts on the Dallas Cowboys. My early thoughts. We'll kind of move around all over the place for sure, but I do want to start with Dallas because that's what was on my mind as I woke up this morning. The Commander signed a receiver overnight. Okay. But that was kind of on my mind this morning as I woke up. I don't think we got to talk about it too much on the show last night, on the full podcast. So if you haven't checked out the podcast yesterday with AJ, Dre, and myself, definitely do that. And to be more specific on the film session too, as well, we're going to be covering the defensive side of the football. Honestly, brother, like I previewed it on the podcast yesterday, but the defense played outstanding all but for a few plays, right? And like when you see what I see, you'll understand that they really are getting better. Like they're surging in the right direction. And it's unfortunate that the offense wasn't able to complement the defense in the outing that they had. The defense had, and I mean, we know what the final result was, right? But the defense had an outstanding performance up until the point that they didn't. But if you can get 3 touchdowns before the Eagles turn things up on Washington, like we're talking about a whole different ball game. Like that momentum part where like you understand that you have so many different opportunities up until like you know that things will change. Like you really got to take advantage of the momentum that you have. And that's kind of what really hurt them. Anyway, the Dallas Cowboys and where I'm at, right? Anybody that's checking in live that's active in the chat, JTZ, I see you. Let me know how y'all feeling about the Dallas Cowboys in this matchup. I don't think the Cowboys are good, right? I also think that there is a must-win for or in front of Washington, right? Like there's no exceptions for losing this game. This isn't me parking fear in like the matchup. I'm more so saying that there are literally just no excuses to lose. There's also honestly no reason why this game should be close. Now, like I think about the Giants, right? The Giants aren't good, and they still managed to close the game out to make it look like a one possession game, right? It came down to an onside kick. Realistically, Washington was up 2 scores, and the Giants had would have been a backdoor cover. I don't remember what the spread was. But when you look at Dallas doesn't even have the defensive front that the New York Giants have, right? You got Micah. And honestly, I haven't watched their tape this year to say that Micah is being used differently than how he was used under Dan Quinn. Now that he's with Mike Zimmer, I can't necessarily say for certain. But, and obviously we know that Micah's missed some time due to injuries. DaRon Bland is coming back. So that's going to be fun. We know how he had his glory last year against Washington. Honestly, I think the last 2 years, right? DaRon Bland is coming back. Trayvon Diggs is coming back. Excuse me, not coming back, but DaRon Bland is coming back. Trayvon Diggs is there. 2 stingy cornerbacks, people who can make plays on the football. I still don't think that's enough. I don't think they have the horses on defense to stop Washington. But I'm also aware of like the dynamic player that Micah is, right? And who can really account for him on the offensive line? He plays the edge. He can rush from the second level. He can exploit the interior. He's good on stunts. You can find a way to match him up against Brandon Coleman, which is another reason why I say, why do you have to put now if Corn Lucas comes back, right? So like that's why I'm like, why do you have to put Brandon Coleman out there for a full game's worth of reps? If Corn Lucas is back, I'm not doing it. Give me Corn and Brandon. I don't want Brandon out there for a full game if Corn is healthy. I don't want that. I'm okay if we're talking about in year 2, Brandon Coleman has a full offseason to keep getting better, has the training camp, has the preseason games. And we're like, all right, we're ready to take that leap for Brandon. Right now, no. No. And I've created those film sessions. I'm a leader in terms of like he has the starting traits, and I stand by that to this day. But with Micah coming in town, and then in a few weeks you'll have defensive front for Philly again. I ain't doing it. All right. So all that to say, defensively, I don't think that have the horses, but Micah Parsons is a game changer. And when you can wreak havoc up front, all you need are opportunities to make a play on the football. All you need is one moment to flip the game and create a turnover and to put things into the Cowboys' hands. Offensively, I look at, so Jay Tizzy said that Coleman needs a chipper or he's lost. Honestly, so I don't disagree about the chipping part, chip help. But he also has, like, Brandon has won in one-on-one situations. Matter of fact, the film session that I put out there against the Giants, I only showed his one-on-one reps against Brian Burns. He handled business. But that's one game. And I want to acknowledge that, right? Because again, Jay Tizzy's right that chip help often helped Brandon Coleman throughout his entire time as a starter, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. The offensive lineman on both sides of the football, on both sides of the line, right side and left side, gets a lot of chip help. And honestly, I look at coordinators around the league and I say, how unaware are you and how naive do you have to be to look at your offensive line and say, yeah, let's go empty set. Let's go 11 personnel. Or even 12 personnel, and let's not help our offensive tackles out. And you know that you got a questionable offensive line, or you need to give your quarterback some time. Like, how naive or arrogant do you have to be to think that your scheme is that important that you just hope the quarterback gets the ball out in time? That's stupid. More coordinators and more coaches on the offensive side of the ball should be doing what Washington does. I'm a huge fan of the chip help. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. But Brandon, he needs that. And it's beneficial to him. But he does handle one-on-ones. And I was thoroughly surprised with how he handled it against Brian Burns. He's just not consistent, and his set points, he is a short setter. And then sometimes he overcompensates and oversets. So it's kind of it's the bad with the bad. But I look at the offense for the Cowboys, and like CeeDee Lamb is essentially by itself out there as wide out, right? I don't know where Brandon Cooks is. Who the guy that they traded for in Carolina? What's the dude name, brother? They traded for Carolina. Carolina receiver, Dallas Cowboys trade. Jonathan Mingo. I don't know what Jonathan Mingo is doing these days, but the Cowboys traded a 4 for him. So what was my point? Your boy ain't got no help. CD ain't got no help. And ain't no help arriving no time soon. That's the point that I'm making. He's a one-man army. And CD's a dog. But if you allow him to take over a game in which he's by himself at the receiver position, right? That's a problem. It shouldn't happen. That's where I'm getting at. And then Cooper Rush threw for 300 against the Houston Texans. That's a surprising number. I'm not going to lie to you. 300 is pretty impressive. And honestly, I think that 300, they was in the game up until, that strip sack. That blew the game open. And I honestly think that's what had everybody throw the towel in. That Monday night, I don't know if anybody watched it or if everybody watched it. But you're talking about a game where I feel like I was saying this on the R32 podcast last night. What up, Hawk? Morning Trappers, yes, sir. My man Hawk checking in. Shout out to the Morning Trappers. Where was I at? I don't know if y'all saw the game Monday night, but I feel like Dallas Cowboys played their best football up until they didn't. Like, I thought they played their best football and still found a way to get blown out score-wise. You can't be in a situation where it's a nail biter against the Dallas Cowboys. That's not good. I understand the division thing. I understand rivalries. My bad. Rivalries. I understand that angle, but you can't be in no position where you're giving up 300 passing yards to Cooper and CeeDee Lamb going off, and we talking about it's 27-21 Cowboys trailing, and there's 4 minutes left to go in the game. Nah, bro. They can't run the football, right? And it looked like they actually had they made effort against the Houston Texans, and they still couldn't get it done. And they only got what's his name, bro? Not Zeke. Zeke really. Oh Lord, damn Zeke. That's so bad. But they got Rico Dowdle, bro. He averaging 4 yards a carry. Not too shabby. 400 yards on the season. But I mean, they only got Rico Dowdle. Like, they don't have anybody behind him. Deuce Vaughn barely get on the field, and I think he's like their fourth round. No, he's like their 6th round pick, 5th or 6th round pick. Like, come on, bro. I say all that to say, as we get into the film session next, I woke up this morning and I knew that this was a must-win for Washington, but I also am in the boat of this shit better not be close, bro. Like, I always keep it a beam with y'all with my score predictions. Last week, I thought that Philly was going to beat us. I thought that Washington should have beat the Steelers. And I even predicted a loss against, I think, the Bengals, and I was wrong. Like, this shouldn't be close. And I'm not going to be mad if it's close. Like, I don't have like an emotional, like a win is a win. But if it's a close game, we need to address how it played out. Like, who fucked up? Who messed up? Hawks say they got to put 60 on the Cowboys. Look, it got to be 40. At least 40. At least 40, bro. And I might spend the block on a Luke McCaffrey anytime touchdown. It was so weird how he didn't get Luke McCaffrey didn't get that many snaps against the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know what that was about. But I would love to put another bet on Luke McCaffrey anytime touchdowns. It's coming soon. I just don't know when. I think this is a good opportunity to get it done, but we're gonna see. All right, let's get into. Hawk said he's gonna be mad if it's close. You got the right to be mad. I ain't gonna lie to you. You got the right to be mad, but as long as we moving forward with a W, that's one thing. I'll be surprised if it's close. 100%. Shouldn't be close at all. All right. Let's get into our film session. Before we do that, let's hit that pause right quick. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're just tapping in. I appreciate everybody who's watching, listening, all that good stuff. Where are we at? Let me pull up my exit out of that. Yeah, I could. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and get into it. I'm gonna start at the top. Matter of fact, I should move. Getting everything situated for the background. I should have put that on the other monitor. I'll be all right. Okay. So y'all said y'all here for the film session. I'm gonna go ahead and literally go through All the plays that I got. Now I don't mean to scare. It's probably like 10, 11 plays. I didn't even get to the part where everything just unfold or collapsed defensively. But I want to highlight how good the Commanders defense was playing throughout the first, second, and third quarter. That really needs to show like we're not bullshitting, like they really are trending up. Especially against a defense where you're going up against Saquon, Jalen Hurts, AJ, and Devontae. All right, so let's start at the top. We're going to go with play 5. That's 2nd and 6, first quarter. How do I get there? Okay, play 5. And I feel like I should remove. Okay, let's remove this overlay. Okay. Let's do a little slow background music. There we go. All right. So play 5, man. This is a 2nd and 6 for Washington. Let's go ahead and run it. All right. You get a throwaway forced, and Washington comes out in a cover 4 shell, but Philly throughout the game, right? They had their moments where they try to use Washington's eyes against them, and use like their aggressiveness to get behind them. This is one of those moments where you have, I think, Jahan Dotson is on the screen, and they try to sell the screen right to get any cornerbacks that's on the blocker or the fake blocker to bite down as AJ Brown pushes vertical, right? So essentially Jalen and the offense is trying to get Jeremy Chin to bite down on that screenplay as Devontae Smith rolls behind him. But this cover 4 structure, you have Sainristil taking on, he has good eyes first and foremost, right? Like he has a good understanding of where Devontae Smith is in relation to AJ Brown, right? So he knows that AJ Brown is breaking inside. You have a 2-man between Jeremy Chin and Mike Sainristil on Devontae Smith. You also have Quan Martin and Sainristil boxing in AJ Brown, right? So everybody's playing disciplined structure right now. And because the screen or the fake screen was intended for Devontae Smith, it now forces Jalen to make something else shake. And this is where you get a throwaway, right? So you get from a 2nd and 6 down to a 3rd and 6. And now your rush up front plays discipline, right? Doesn't really give them a rush lane, right? Talking about loopers and effort. Like that's the most important thing when you have this moment, right? Because when you're in this situation, and you're facing a mobile quarterback in Jalen Hurts, you can't just do half the job, right? You keep him in the pocket, but he also has a tendency to escape the pocket. You have to have that effort that 99 did, right? Cleveland Farrell. Like, don't just give up on the play just because you did one part of the job. And even Johnny Newton. Like, you gotta put some pressure on him. So you force a throwaway. You're talking about good structure from the back end, good discipline from the back end, and also good rush discipline from the front end, and good effort to finish the play the way that they did. Okay. Let's go to another play 8. What is that? 1st and 8. Excuse me, 1st and 10. Okay. All right, let's run it. Two-yard loss. Again, we're going up against Saquon, right? If you're trying to beat Philadelphia, you got to make plays in the backfield. You can't allow Saquon to get that forward momentum. Why did my nose start to run the moment I'm doing this film session? All right. My bad, y'all. My bad. All right, so Sheldon Day playing your two tech right now. I think he's trying to squeeze the gap, honestly. So, but this is a condensed formation, or condensed splits up front. So he's over top of the center. Over top of the right guard, but the center is trying to reach block him, right? And he just gets inside, wins, and blows up the play. Also, we know that the edge defender, Holmes, comes in uncovered. But this is a really good job from Fowler down to Sheldon, down to Holmes, right? It starts off with Sheldon penetrating the gap, getting inside, beating 51. Holmes comes in uncovered, but then you also have Dante Fowler on the back end, right? Squeezing that line, making sure that Jalen Hurts can't go anywhere in case he does decide to keep it. You blow up the play. Everybody rallies to the football. You get a 2-yard loss. Let's go ahead and run this one. Same thing, another throwaway force. It's because your defense is prepared. They're understanding things pre-snap. They try to work a screen, right? They motion, who is that? I think that's Barnwell. Yeah, Kenny Barnwell to the right side of the formation behind the trips. And your cornerback sniff it out from the beginning. And then who is that? Because I was trying to read that part. I can't see who the defender is. I didn't play the end zone ankle. But your edge defender ends up crashing down. He gets into the throwing lane of Jalen Hurts, right? And that forces him to get off his mark. There's nobody else around. You force another throwaway, right? And even if he threw the ball, you're talking about defenders like I can't see who the cornerback. I think that's Mike. Is that Mike? Yeah, because Ben is on the boundary side. But he's attacking his guy. And you're not getting all but like 2 or 3 yards in that moment if he throws it. He could have thrown it, but I think the defensive lineman spooked him. So he decided not to. You end up getting a throwaway. I was playing. Hold on, wait. Play 9. Oh, yeah, okay. Where we at? Play 10, because I was play 10, so play 17. 20. Okay. All right. Now, this is one of the first sacks of the day. There's a couple things that happens here that I think is worth discussing. You get a sack on the play. I think this is the 3rd and 8. This is a great rush line and line game up front. So let's start from coverage, and then let's start to let's end at the defensive line. They motion into that trips alignment on the field side, right? And Washington starts to use a man coverage call. So the way that their defense is set up, right? You have your outside cornerback matching Devontae Smith. Devontae goes, he runs his shallow crosser, and you have 2 vertical routes that essentially is a natural pick for that crosser. So you get automatic separation once he goes down the line. But you're talking about, at that time, a pass rush who gets there, right? And shout out to Percy Butler, who is on the field side, making a great read to recognize Saquon, right? Now, he doesn't show full effort because at the time in which he gets there, the play is over. But you see Percy Butler jotting down to Saquon, finding him outside of the backfield, right? Because he's wide open at this point. There's nothing he can do in terms of Jalen to get the ball to Saquon. But if he throws that and Percy's running full speed to get it to him, maybe a pick 6. Anyway, up front, what are they running? You have a line game, and what they do show for Jalen is they want him to step into that B gap. Is that the B gap? Let me check. Yeah, all right. They want him to step into the B gap. So they have Deron Payne, Bobby Wagner crashing or slanting to the defensive right. So what does that do when you slant to the defensive right? It leaves this wide open gap, baiting Jalen Hurts, because after throwing the football, right, I got this gap right here, and they're man coverage. I'm gonna run the football, but you got a looper, Dorrance Armstrong, who's looping around those guys, right? And that's where the play is made. They want Jalen to take that rush lane. They don't want him to throw the football, because if you take that rush lane, we have somebody looping over into that gap. And then you got a person in Frankie Louvu who can collapse and pursue the football, and we can make a play that way. So a really good rep. Again, 3rd and 8. Let's get off the field. Really good standpoint, really good rush line, really good scheme call up front to bait Jalen Hurts, and you get him off the field, and you make him punt. At this point, I think it's still 7. I think it's 7-0. Okay. All right. So this is another 3rd down, right? We showed a 3rd and 8. This is a 3rd down. The next drive. And that's just Sanders still being a dog, bro. Good click and close. Like, he's playing off, and I think he's playing off and inside. So at this point, obviously, if you're off and inside, anybody breaking in, you can break on it. Same thing if he's breaking out, but you establish what your leverage is going to be, right? And that's Jahan Dotson up front, or up top, excuse me, running that slant route, and he just closes on the ball, plays through the hands, very violent hands, and we're talking about a punt. Easy money for Mike. What they call him, Frozone. Easy money for Frozone, right? So another good rep from your secondary, getting off the field in critical moments, making plays on the football in the secondary, making plays on the quarterback at the defensive line, the first level. Now this is 20 plays later, still first half, second quarter now. They're in the red zone. Again, easy money for Mikey. We're talking about a person that's on an island outside, right? Good PBU. They try to bait him with a double move. Doesn't work. He has eyes on the football this whole time. When the ball is in the air, he just finds the football, makes a play. Really good rep from Mikey, man. And we're not done with Mikey just yet. We got a couple more, I think, with him. What's that, 39? Mike, what up, player? Appreciate you checking in. Good morning, man. Good morning. Just going through the film session. I think we only got a couple more plays on this one. Or should I did I do the offense? I didn't do the offense, huh? Oh, I didn't do the offense. All right, yeah, let's do the offense too. We're gonna do the offense after I finish this defense. That's probably like six plays that I captured that was worth discussing. All right, where was I at? Let's go back. We just did Quan Martin double move. right, here we go. All right, so another scheme call, right? So we're talking about a 3rd and 3 at the end zone. I mean, at the goal line. Big moment. Again, Washington's offense can't do a damn thing offensively. They keep giving the ball back to Philly. Philly is driving. This is 2-minute situation. We got to get them off the field. We can't allow them to score a touchdown. And what do we call? How do we get these? How do we get the ball out of Hurts' hands where it doesn't end up being a negative play for us? So in this moment, you do see that 2 receivers get open in the end zone, and I think even on the broadcast they called it out. But at this point of the play, you're talking about a situation where Jalen is already running for his life. So at this point, everybody gets tangled up here, right? At the top of his drop, there's nobody open. He's looking to get the football out of his hands or make a play with his legs, right? And what you're seeing in this moment is a delayed blitz by Quan Martin, right? So he contacts or engages with the tight end who's coming out in the block and release. That's covered by the cornerback. But now you got Quan, who's dolo and not accounted for, is going after Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts feels him. And because of this rush line doing a good job penetrating and causing chaos up front too, Deron Payne getting back there, right at the top of his drop. Forces him to scoot up. But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, Quan is he's trying to find a way to escape the pocket and make a play. But the delayed blitz, right? And Quan Martin going over there, he doesn't have any eyes in the end zone, right? Jalen Hurts cannot see these guys because now he's looking for a way to make a play with his legs. That's why he doesn't see these guys. So it's not a negative play from a secondary standpoint. This is all about what they do up front, creating pressure. Deron Payne generates pressure, forces him to step up. Quan Martin has a well-timed blitz, right, where he's not even accounted for. He has a free lane to the quarterback, and it spooks Jalen Hurts to begin with. So you're talking about a 3rd and 3 situation at the end zone, 2-minute situation. You can't allow a touchdown. That's terrible. That's negative momentum going into the half. You get them to the ground first and foremost. You gang up on them, and you force an incomplete pass. Your offense gets the ball back where they have an opportunity to score. They just don't. $43, $45, $45. Okay. So this is play 45, 3rd quarter, 2nd and 3. So this is, I'm gonna let it ride. But when people think about Saquon's big day, he hasn't been popping off even into the 3rd quarter. Like, his big plays came into the 4th quarter, man. Like, where they broke the game wide open. Well, not all of them. It was one play in the 3rd quarter, but that was a catch, right? But Big Phil defeating the combo block, right? Slight combo block, able to withstand that tap from 69. Has good leverage, right? Good eyes in the backfield, and he's able to get off that block, make a play. This was a 2nd and 3. He limits Saquon to a 1-yard gain. So now you're talking about 3rd and 2. Matter of fact, I want to run that again because y'all know Big Phil is a superstar. Let's go ahead and show off that superstar. I wish AJ and Dre was here so they could see Big Phil being a superstar. Big man. Getting strong. Superstar. All right. Play 49. 2. Play 49. Speaking of AJ and Dre, this is like, I don't know if y'all remember post game where AJ mentioned he doesn't understand what Percy Butler does and why he's on the field. I'm gonna show his negative and positive play. Right, he said that these two plays were negative. This is one of the plays where I mentioned Washington they gave a pass. This is a 3rd and 6, and Percy misses that tackle. Right now, granted, open field tackle against Saquon is not easy. And anybody should understand that wasn't going to be an easy play to make. You're talking about a 2-high safety pre-snap coming down to play robber, right? And he recognizes that he comes down full speed, doesn't come to balance. That hurts him. And what I mean coming to balance, like understand that, you've arrived, control yourself, make the play. It wasn't going to be easy, but that missed tackle ends up breaking for 46 yards for Saquon. And I think they're trailing at this point 7-3. So that essentially helps them get in the field goal range off that one play. And it hurts the defense in that instance, right? But let's go ahead and get to another. What's that? 49. Should I go straight to? Nah. All right, let's go in order because we only got 2 more. But Percy Butler's coming up next. One more from Percy Butler. But we got to show Mike Sanders too the full love that he deserves, bro. Again, on the island, we kind of seen this one already. I think that the important part of this is like, especially playing off coverage. This is a 3rd and wait, was this 3rd down? Damn, I don't remember if this was 3rd down or not. But anyway, inside leverage. Don't give up your leverage. You're off coverage, right? So you have an understanding of your keys and when to make a play in terms of making a break for the football. If they are short of the sticks or if they are making an in or outside breaking route. But again, maintaining your leverage, you have eyes on the quarterback. Hurts throws a bad ball, so it doesn't even give AJ Brown a chance. But at the same time, look where Mikey is in relation to AJ Brown. He's on his hip, has straps. Point blank, period. Ain't no way around it. All right, and last one is one of the moments where things start to turn for Washington because they aren't able to get Philadelphia off of the football field for the reasons in which Jalen Hurts is able to make plays, and obviously Saquon is. Jalen Hurts meaning with his legs. And this is one of the ones that hurts the most. Let's let it run, and then we'll talk about it. They end up getting the first down. And this is one of the ones where AJ said that Percy Butler missed a tackle. Like, if anything, he saved the play. Again, 2-high shell coming down to play Robert. Now you're in a spy situation. And Percy makes that play, but that's not where the play ends up messing up, right? Start from here. Frankie Louvu he just runs the loop. I honestly don't know. Did he get lost? I have no idea why Frankie just continued and didn't maintain a gap discipline, right? Because if he stays on that edge, if he just stays out here, right? And if he feels himself going around and doesn't just spin back into his gap, right? You can spin back into your gap or attempt to. Just don't give up your edge. Maintain your rush discipline, right? He just continues to run. That doesn't help Daron Payne, right? Because Daron Payne is outside now. Like, he's trying to mirror Jalen Hurts. He's not necessarily doing a full rush at this point. He's trying to mirror Jalen Hurts. He doesn't need to get out the pocket. He needs help to make sure that this guy, his edge defender, is still in the place that he needs to be. So this is where the play breaks down. And that's where I say Percy Butler comes in. He tries to, he's just blowing right past Daron Payne to make this play. And, I think people need to understand what that is, bro. Like, that's full-blown effort, bro. That's somebody balling out. Like, he's not trying to give up this first down. He understands what down it is, bro. This is 3rd down and 7. I cannot give up this first down, bro. To make this effort from the opposite side, the opposite hash, bro. Like, that needs to be that needs to be mentioned for effort. That needs to be a positive play for Percy Butler, bro. And to get a hand on Jalen to make it close enough to where it has to be reviewed for a first down. Because initially he's short. Like the ref deems him short. That's a hell of a play from Percy Butler, if you ask me. Like, that's not nobody's fault named Percy, in my opinion. That's somebody that's making a play, bro. So yeah, Jay Tizzy, you right. Louisville ran himself out of the play. That's my point. And you see moments where individuals have those lapses defensively as the defense starts to wear down, where it's like, bruh, like, y'all had a hell of a game. I just showed y'all what 10 or 11 plays defensively throughout the game up until the fourth quarter, where Washington was really doing their MFing thing defensively. And unfortunately, the offense was unable to help them guys out, and it gets them in trouble. So let's go ahead and get into a few offensive plays, right? I'm about to see how many I got. That's at least worth showing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, I mean, I got 6 plays that I'm going to show. So that's nothing. So I'm going to show the 6 plays. We can talk about them. Give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. Got get something with my nose. My nose keep running. All right. Let's see what we got. As always, appreciate y'all checking in. Good morning to everybody that's just checking in. Welcome aboard. The morning trappers, I see you. Hawk, I see you. Shout out to Al too. I know he out there. King Ralph, you had a couple. A 3rd and goal play is just a prime example of pass rush working and incoherence with coverage. Good rep for the defense. Hawks did improvement. That's far as great to see. Mikey did ball out Jay Tizzy. 2nd round pick for Darian Mathis, aka the superstar. Let's go ahead start that comment from Hawk. King Ralph, Percy effort was crazy on both those reps. Exactly. And that's all I'm mainly pointing out. Like, he did a hell of a job on the second one. The first one, like, the effort was there, but you gotta just maintain your balance. You gotta be able to understand that now. I mean, Saquon is a beast, bro. And when you moving 100 miles an hour, like, that was gonna be a hard play to make. But he's trying to prevent. Those are both 3rd down plays. He ain't trying to give up that 1st down. Can I wager our coaching staff agrees with you, Molly Mall? Hey man, if you can wager that, tell them to hire me, bro. I would love to be a coach. Excuse me. No, I won't. I wouldn't love to be a coach. I would love to be in the scouting role, in a scouting role. I don't want to be no intern, bro. Where they pay me pennies, bro. I'm not quitting my job for that shit. Getting paid 10 an hour to do what? Can I be an assistant? Hell no. What am I talking about? Louisville didn't hustle on the corn strip either. Hey, bro, my birthday this weekend, bro. My birthday this weekend. I don't know what I'm about to do yet. I'm trying to figure out if I need to do Oh, I'm doing the wrong share. I don't know if I'm about to do a brunch. I don't know if I'm like I want to do something, bro, but I don't want to do something like too big. I don't want to do nothing too significant. Um, I'm not like last year I went to Vegas. That's my first time ever doing something like for my birthday. It just so happened to be my 30th too. Um, so that was cool. But this year, I'm like I understand celebrating the birthdays now. Like my birthday, obviously, if you can tell my birthday coming up, like it's always around Thanksgiving. So I gotten used to like friends being with their family around my birthday. Um, you know, not really open to turning up or just like celebrating the birthday. So um I got conditioned, I think is the word. Um and honestly I was cool with the idea of like doing something with my family, like going to a restaurant or something if we did do something. Otherwise, like people ask me what I be doing. I'm like, I ain't doing nothing too major. Um But this year, I think I'll probably get some food, bro. Get a little lit for the B day. I'm not gonna do nothing too special. Maybe go, like I said, I don't know. I think I want to go into the city. Um, so my birthday is on Sunday. The Cowboys week. Um, B day's on a Sunday. Uh, we got flag football. We got flag football playoffs. Obviously the skins game. So I'm gonna be working on my B day. I'm not gonna skip the. I'm gonna be here for. We're gonna be here for the post game recap. Um, So I'm like, do I go out on Saturday or do I go out after our game on Sunday, our Commanders game? I don't know yet. But I'm figuring out what I'll say. It's going to be other points coming down the stretch of the season where those Percy Butler players are going to have a better result. Hey man, fingers crossed, Ralph. It's a reason why he on the field, bro. For sure. Mike, thanks for taking the moments of silence to find your notes. Gave me a chance to bless my food and thank the man upstairs for another day. Hey, that's perspective. I ain't even think about that. Um, but yes, I'll keep that. I'll be mindful in that moving forward. Just having moments of Hawk said, have your brunch at the Rusty Scupper on a Sunday morning in Baltimore. First off, Hawk, Rusty Scupper. Let me Google that. I have not forgot about the offense yet. We only got 6 plays, so we got time. We got time. The Rusty Scupper. Oh, it popped up off rip. Rusty Scupper. I'm trying to look at the Yelp reviews, bro. I ain't trying to. Oh, here we go. First off, hold on. Hey, Hawk. Where's the? Hey, what the scene look like at the Rusty Scupper? If you get what I'm saying. Um. Hey, happy B-Day to the little one, Ralph. 1 years old. That's a blessing, bro. Congratulations, Ralph. Um, yeah, what's the scene looking like at Rusty Scott? First off, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't going there Sunday. Can't do it Sunday, right? But I did hear you say on a Sunday morning, so I will keep that brunch spot in mind. Um, but I did check it out. I'm gonna look at that. You tell me what the scene looking like, bro. Let's see the offense. All right, let me go to the offense. So unlike defense, right? Where majority of my notes were all green. The offense was all red. I'm not lying to you. All red. It's all red. Let's get into it. Do I do video file? I'm going to go in order. All right, here we go. So this is play 10. This is a 3rd and 6. 3rd and 6. This is the drive following the touchdown, right? Let's go ahead and run it. Magically, I got a tissue and my nose stopped running. I don't know what that was for. All right. So this moment was, I think, was the one that was all on Jaden. So the secondary, obviously, they're not letting anything downfield get open, right? And you got a little chaos in the pocket, but like that secondary, solid coverage. They strapped. Terry, that boy. I mean, look, you got three defenders and a triangle on Terry, bro. They are not letting him get open. But you got Austin Eckler and Zach Ertz available to you on that 1st and 2nd level. Again, 3rd and 6. But what hurts Jaden here is him dropping his eyes, right? And he did this on a couple of times throughout the day. When people say, was he hurt? I always emphasize, even on the podcast, think that he's playing hurt, but it's not impacting his ability to play good football, right? It's decision making. And he drops his eyes here, right? Now, for whatever reason, he thought that he can get the first down on his own. This play, when I saw this, instantly made me think about his performance against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right? Like, I think that he was feeling the rush. He stopped looking downfield, and you're talking about a person who just didn't want to make a mistake. I think things were moving too fast for him. Again, the pocket was a little chaotic, and you'll see it here. You get 2 rushers who went inside, right? It's forcing him to move off his mark. And as soon as he moves off his mark, look at it. Just look at his helmet. It's as simple as that. As soon as he moves off his mark, eyes drop. So you're talking about a 3rd and 6 where you can get an easy conversion to Eckler or Zach Ertz. And we're punting the football again. A 3 and out, mind you. Like, you ain't getting no first down off the field. Damn. First off, Jake, bruh. See, now I got a dog. I would love like a situation where I can stay out all day. Don't get me wrong. Oh, I ain't mean to do that. Where am I at? What I do? All right. Staying out till 10 or 11. That sounds lit. For like no question. That sounds lit, bro. I'm just a little jealous when you said that. All right. It's actually the next play. So this is the next play of the next drive. Let's go ahead and run it, and then we'll talk about it. It's another sack taken from Jaden. Again, a processing thing where I think his processing was sped up. Not the best pocket, is a chaotic pocket, but we're not going to sit here and act like Jaden hasn't thrown from that pocket before. You get a backside dig from Noah Brown, who is butt naked. Throw the dig. Is there. But I think his initial read was Terry, and I don't think he was sure that he can make that throw to Terry. Or maybe he was crossed up between throwing it to the flats or throwing it to Terry, and that got him off his mark. But either way, your play side reads wasn't open. Find your backside dig. Maybe the coverage was confusing him. It was a cover 3, right? You get a decent look, right? So that dig was open, but he doesn't throw it. And again, his eyes dropped once his initial read wasn't there. Whichever way he was looking, I think he was going to Terry. And you see him work back to the middle of the pocket, but you just see him working through the progressions way too quickly. Like I don't think like I think he's scanning, but he isn't looking. I hope that makes sense. Like I think he's like going through the act of scanning, but he isn't really looking, and you get yourself in trouble. Where are we at? Play 11, play 12. Okay. Now let's show some moments from the offensive line that gets themselves in trouble. Let's go ahead, run it, and then we'll talk about it. This is not a Jaden issue. Offensive line got their ass worked. All right. So this is a moment where you don't really see Sam Cosmi get destroyed the way in which he does. But he gets blown off the ball. Excuse me, let me inverse that. Brandon Coleman gets blown off the ball. Sam Cosmi gets beat with some initial quickness. Obviously, the hand timing to swipe and get under and through to penetrate that way is impressive from him. The defensive lineman himself, like look at the hips, like the fluidity in his movement. That's a problem up front. And Sam Cosmi just wasn't ready. Now you have Brandon Coleman on the left side, who is facing 19. I think that's Josh Sweat. He has some good moments against Josh Sweat, and I say Josh Sweat, right? Like, he has some issues against other people. Also has some losses against Josh too. But anyway, point being, he gets his pad level is a little bit too high. That allows Josh to just get low, use him for leverage. It's like he's like, get the F out of my way. Sack. Again, that's not a Jaden problem right there. That's actually the offensive lineman not working. All right, we done with that one. We ain't gonna watch that replay again. Let's go to, what was that? Play 12, play 21, play we ain't gotta show that one, but we're gonna show it anyway. 2nd and 9, second quarter. Now this is a scheme call to Noah Brown, right? This is the one that skips, hits his leg. It's the bad ball, bro. You get a slight movement in the pocket, right, where you get away from the pressure. You have endless time to make the throw. That ain't, hey, his ribs hurt. That's why he ain't making these throws. Like, no, bro. He ain't. That's not a good ball. And personally, when it comes to the quarterback position, I'll let y'all know how I feel on certain things. Like, I'm not a technical guy with the quarterbacks. Like, if something is glaring, right, like a footwork issue or like a throwing motion that gets somebody in trouble, I'll be able to point that out. But I don't like to get into the technical side of quarterbacking. That's like, I feel a little ignorant speaking like that because I don't know I wouldn't know what the hell I'm talking about. Honestly speaking, unless I'm talking to somebody that has expertise in that situation and they can just kind of help guide me in what I'm seeing. But I try not to dive into that stuff. I just talk about the result. I talk about where the ball is, talk about where it should be. But that's just not a good ball, bro. Okay. Where we at? What was that? 21. Okay. How many more? Ralph, I don't think it's his ribs. No, I don't think it's his ribs. I think he's generally playing hurt. But I don't think his injury is affecting or impacting his when I say hurt, like I feel like, excuse me, when I say hurt, I'm like, think about waking up on a Wednesday morning. You gotta get up and go to work. You got this nag in your shoulder. And you know where the nag came from. You was hooping over the weekend. You took a hard fall off a foul. You know where the injury came from. And you just got to deal with it till the pain goes away. Like, and your shoulder is Wednesday, and your shoulder's been hurting since Saturday. I mean, like, he's physically hurt, but like he can still perform. Like, it's not going to hinder his performance moving forward. Like, I can hoop on Saturday, this upcoming Saturday, and still play. I just may be a little sore. And that's kind of what I mean. I don't think that was the greatest analogy or greatest kind of way of me explaining myself, but I don't think it's his ribs, but I just think he's dealing with some pain. He's okay. Like, it's not like it can get hurt if he takes another hit, or re-injured if it takes another hit. He just gotta play a little bit better. Where was I at? Oh, play 33. All right, here we go. So this one is an indication of just how good Philly's defense was up front as well. You get a five-man front essentially against that two running backfield or two backfield, however you want to say it. And how they play everything up front is quite impressive, right? Against your edge rushers, right? First off, I don't know how 55 goes away uncovered, but like they're just beating the pullers to their spots, right? This is somewhat of a power play, but you have Cosme who's unable to reach the edge quickly enough. So what does that mean for Washington, right? You don't have the numbers to defend 93. You don't have the numbers there to defend 55 because they get to the backfield so quickly. That counter is eliminated before you even have a chance to do anything. So I don't think that was like a play call. First off, 2nd and 2, bro. Like, when you got momentum like that, I don't even know why I'm running a QB counter in the first place. Like, maybe a 1st and 10. The 2nd and 2 where they're actually expecting a run. And you don't really have that great of emotion or stale to begin with. I wouldn't even know if this play call is acceptable in my opinion. Like, I don't know if I would run that in that moment. But a 2nd and 2, you call that, you end up losing 2-3 yards, bro. This is after you get an 8-yard pickup. It's like you get one great play and then you automatically get set back after that in a 2-yard loss, bro. That was a constant thing. I think you get yourself in. I think this is the 3rd and. No, it's not that drive. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. All right, let's go ahead to the next play. I think this is my last play that I'm showing. 39. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. All right, so this is a 3rd and 5. Another play where your offense fails you. I like the concept from Cliff Kingsbury, which is pretty impressive against quarters coverage, right? So you have Ertz, who is initially, let's kind of show it from the end zone angle. Where's he at? All right, here we go. So Ertz, if you look at it from right here, he motions across the formation or tight to the formation to now being the outside receiver to the boundary side of the field. So he's outside of Terry. Terry's in the slot, right? You get Terry, who's running a vertical route. And against quarters, you have 2 cornerbacks and a linebacker who are having eyes on Terry, right? Up until the point that you see Zach Ertz cross the linebacker's space. I don't know. I can't tell who that is. So in this moment, that vertical route is being carried by the cornerback. Because the vertical route is getting carried by the cornerback, it leaves opportunity to the boundary side of the field where he's wide open. That side of the field is vacant, so it leaves Washington an opportunity to exploit it. Zone principles indicate that linebacker is expecting something over the middle and he has to defend the middle. So let's have Zach Ertz sail in a breaking route and let's send them back to the sideline. Wide open. Right? This is a tough play. This is a down that you need to have, but your offensive line lets you down. Andrew Wiley, he gets bull rushes to the quarterback's lap. And you got Brandon Coleman, gives up a soft edge, right? It causes Jaden to bail off. I also think if you look at Jaden's eyes, he does get off his initial read too quickly, in my opinion. But this is a hard one because the pressure is pretty instant. So it is a little rough from that instance. Like you give up a soft edge and Brandon Coleman, like, look, and when I say soft edge, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. When I say soft edge, I mean like not reaching your set point. You're taking an angle set, and if you don't establish that half-man relationship, right, where you take away the inside, but you also have this moment where he can't get outside of you either. But if he does get outside of you, he has to run the arc. He has to run the pocket, basically getting behind the quarterback. But because he gives up a soft edge, number 3, who I think is Nolan Smith. Is it Nolan Smith? Whoever number 3 is for Philly. He can just get under Brandon and get that stack. Yeah, I don't know who I forgot who number 3 is. But that's what a soft edge is, right? Like not getting out there wide enough on your pass set. And then obviously, like I said, your two tackles blows the play open. But if you want to be technical from a quarterback standpoint, I'm sure coaches are saying you have an opportunity, Jaden, to get the ball out at this moment. But he gets off his read a little bit way too quickly. Like you don't even give this route a second to develop. I don't know who he was going to. So also 3 is Nolan Smith. Okay. But yeah, let's kind of look at it one more time from this angle. Like at that point, he got off Zach Ertz already. Like at the top of his drop, he got off Zach Ertz already. But if he stayed on Zach Ertz, he probably would have seen that he had an opportunity. Like if he just stayed with him. But again, it's a tough call. Like the tackles gave up that pressure immediately, bro. That's unfortunate. So I'm not going to dwell on that. That one was tough. I think Jaden was in a situation where you just had to hope he had some good pass protection. He just really didn't. So that's kind of where we are with Washington. But that's the film session, man. Hope you all enjoyed it. So my plan moving forward is to do these on Wednesdays. But I'll probably do one side of the football. The other one I'll probably produce and publish. But I want to go through like the tape on one side of the ball with you all. But yeah, man, that's gonna be the film session for today. Who did Washington sign? Washington signed Mike. Does anybody know who Mike Strachan is? He's a 6'5" receiver, but I don't know who he is. 6'5", 225 for the practice squad. Matter of fact, let me look at the comments. I would love to see what fans have to say about Mike Strachan. Okay. All right. Here are the comments. Why'd they bring him in? Why didn't we sign Martavis Bryant, a proven receiver who's hungry for a second chance? Thought he played well in preseason to make a roster. This guy was my best receiver at Boise in my dynasty for what it's worth. Oh, Lord. Why not Donovan People-Jones? 6244, rotting away in uber talented Detroit practice squads. Okay. Is he gonna play? A la Lattimore. Was only gone for 2 weeks, really only missed 3 practices since last week, just walkthroughs. He needs to play. You can moss anyone with that type of build. Anyway, whatever. Oh, so he's been on and off the practice squad already. Okay. Okay. Appreciate that, Jay Tizzy. I had no idea who he was, bro. And honestly, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. All right. Where we at? Who is he played for the Panthers. Oh wow, he played for the Panthers last year. Okay. Well, he played for the Colts too. Okay. Yeah. Still looking through. Cowboys DC Mike Zimmer talking to Dallas media about the Commanders and Jaden Daniels today. They're doing really well. They're very innovative. A lot of misdirection. Obviously, Jaden can run like crazy, throws the ball well. They give you a lot of things that you have to work on, whether it's zone reads or screens. We didn't play the screens well the other night, so there's things like that they're going to give us that we have to get, that we're going to have to get at quick. That's interesting. Mike, I'm not surprised that the Cowboys defense is terrible. But I am surprised that let me rephrase it. I'm not surprised that the Dallas Cowboys defense isn't like top tier. I'm surprised that they're like 31st in the NFL, bro. Mike Zimmer is a good coach defensively. I can understand why Mike McCarthy brought him in. But they really suck. They really suck. I'm just going through some of the news that we had. Shout out how can I not mention the RFK bill? How can I not mention the RFK bill, bro? Washington is one step closer to potentially having football back in DC. Now, for those who are unaware, the RFK bill was passed the committee vote yesterday from the Senate Committee on Energy and Natural Resources. They favored the bill 17-2. The team is excited. They said today's result is an exciting and significant step forward for the city of Washington, D.C. as it looks to gain long-term control of the RFK site. The Commanders have been fortunate to have interest from 3 incredible jurisdictions as we search for a new home and stadium. The vote today brings us one step closer towards continuing conversations with D.C., along with Maryland and Virginia as a potential future home for our franchise. I honestly, if y'all, I don't know how y'all feel, but I honestly been quite understanding now for how long this is taking to get this whole thing sorted out. Wherever Washington moves is going to be a huge deal. Like, we know we had timelines before where they were trying to get a deal in place. But this is a huge deal. If there's something to congratulate the previous owner on, is to not rushing this right before he gets the axe. Take your time. I want a new stadium. I want to experience that. I'm tired of FedEx. Northwest. Tired of Northwest. I ain't been since it was called FedEx. But yeah, we kind of We need to. It needs to. They need to understand that everything in terms of location, and all of this is going to be worth it. Just understand that. And I'm. It took me a while to get to that point, but like, I'm not sitting here worried about them hurrying up to make the decision. They want all of the available players to play ball, so they can wait on DC. Please wait on DC. Stadium may not open until like 2035. Actually, that'll piss me off. But maybe like 2031, 2032, 2032. That's so weird. Like me saying 2030 something. Like, but hey, this is my generation. Okay. Where we at? Zimmer scheme is antiquated. What that sound like? That sound like some Ron Rivera shit. Like in Jack Del Rio. Hey, Ralph is hilarious. I don't even care. As long as that thing passed, right? But that is funny. That is great. Then bringing it back to DC is the powers that be understood that they can get their palms greased by money. Al Two's checking in. The big dog. The big dog. What up, man? Look, I hope 2031 is the goal. Sooner the better. I think that's soon. Hey, by the way, bro. Can I get some? Actually, I don't even want to talk about it. I'll just say I made this dumbass parlay last night, bro. Just like in a good mood. Put some good money on it. Ain't even come close. I don't want to discuss that, but I don't want to do it. I forgot who mentioned. Matter of fact, because we're live, by the way, the morning show, Wednesday and Friday. And we're going to start doing Wednesdays and Fridays. We'll incorporate it slowly back into the schedule. Maybe do more than 2 days a week. But right now we're going to do 2 days a week, no rush. So just understand that we'll be back Friday. And I think I forgot who mentioned this on last week's show, but we can do some bets. We can do some line looking. I forgot what they said. I forgot exactly what they said. Hopefully, if you are in the chat, you can let me know exactly what it was, or let me know in a comment if you end up watching this. Like a best bet or something like that. I don't know. I don't want to classify it as a best bet. But if you are interested, we do that on all 32. We do our beat the odds segment. We get 3 games where we pick them, and we pick our upsets of the week. Somebody on the show picked the Commanders to get upset by the Cowboys. So it wasn't me, but that's somebody's upset of the week. Deion Sanders except the Cowboys. Oh no, he's lying. Okay. All right, so I mean they could, Jay, but like that'd be a big move for the players who are already in Ashburn. I would think that everything in Ashburn stays the same, and they just move to the stadium in DC, honestly, or they have the facilities in DC. Like by the RFK site got a lot of land, so they may have the practice facilities and all that stuff. Like it may be all next to the stadium. Who knows? Just a guess. I have no idea. But yeah. All right. So, what do you all think about the defense? What do you all think about the offense at this point of the season? We went through the film session this morning. If you ask me for my opinion specifically, I've said it a few times between yesterday and today. I think they're trending in the right direction. defensively. I'm super excited to see like how they perform down this stretch, and when they get a second chance at the Philadelphia Eagles, I think that game is going to come down to uh the division title. Defensively, like I said, they're trending in the right direction. So I don't see a way where Dallas puts up more than 21 points. I don't see that happening. And statistically, I think they're going to try to run the football. But on tape, the coaches will know it's not going to be easy running against Washington. They have to hope that there's a big play that they are able to take advantage of, like a mistake. But trust me, like Washington got the pieces defensively to keep building. They don't have any. Well, I mean, Marcus Lattimore is a superstar, right? You hope that he comes back. I have no idea what his status is, bro, for Sunday. And hopefully we have a better indication on Thursday. But you hope that Lattimore is a superstar, because what I was going to say is Washington doesn't have any superstars on the team. Bobby Wagner. I'm sorry, I don't mean to disrespect him. I just like as an OG, I didn't really even consider him. I mean, he is who he is, right? But outside of him, I mean, I think Louisville is a phenomenal player. Jeremy Chin, like, he's back in that conversation. Like, remember people were saying, how was he even in the race for Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year? Yeah, I think. Yeah, Defensive Player of the Year, excuse me. Like, but, bruh, like, he's showing up. Sam Bristol, he's developing. Like, everything is coming along nicely defensively. And I'm excited to see how this, like, when they play against Atlanta, we talk about offenses, right, with some firepower. Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Darnell Mooney, and that guy at quarterback. Hey, bro, they got their ass whooped against Denver, bro. That was bad. Did y'all see the game, bro? Did y'all see the game? Shout out to the miracle cover for the under. That helped contribute to my $300 day on Sunday. It wouldn't have happened if that under didn't hit. But Atlanta got washed. But my point of even bringing it up is, like, they got some firepower on the offensive side of football. Tyler Algier, bro, underrated, spell back, powerful runner. Gets north-south really quickly. Good offset from Bijan Robinson. But like them, the Eagles, firepower. And if they can show in a full games, like what they were able to show for 3 quarters against Philly, against Atlanta, bro, like, believe in this defense. They just gotta keep getting stronger in the offseason. Offensively, what up, Marcus? We getting our thoughts out on the offense and the defense, man. I don't know if you was able to catch up on the film session. We did that earlier in the stream. But just are closing out our thoughts on the offense and defense. So I'm excited about that side of the ball. Offensively, I think that this is a well-needed break. Injuries up front is just like the ultimate deterrent of like how good this team can really be. If you can't establish anything in the ground game, if you can't establish good pass protection, right? Whether it's from a technical standpoint and injuries hurting these guys, we got some problems. You gotta hope that your quarterback is able to play through, or excuse me, pick up on some game speed a little bit quicker. I know some defense play a little bit faster than others, and it showed that in terms of how Jaden was able to process things. Some defense do play faster than others, similar to Tampa, uh, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia. Fast defenses. I don't know when he's playing, Mike. I don't know if when Marshawn is playing. I don't. But the coach isn't surprised. That's what he said yesterday. Not surprised at all. But offensively, man, I don't think that Cliff has hit a wall. I think that they just need to recalibrate. It's a good opportunity to understand, to reel in and understand what they do best and hone in on what they do best. B-Rob should be having a 100-yard day against the Dallas Cowboys. Washington should be rushing for 200 yards against the Dallas Cowboys. And they should beat the brakes off them. I'm in the boat. I like a lot of. It's crazy how a lot of fans from Dallas and Philly have a lot to say about Washington. And Washington's fans acknowledging that they want to beat the shit out of Dallas. There's nothing wrong with Washington fans saying that they want to beat the shit out of Dallas. So why are we making that a negative thing? Like, sure, this is their Washington's first time being good in a long time, but you think that Washington was gonna be down forever? Well, we gotta wait until year 3 to talk shit. No, we don't. And secondly, who cares if Dak is out? Who cares if y'all dealing with injuries? Every single time that y'all played Washington for the last 6-7 years, Washington ain't had no quarterback. Washington was already behind the 8 ball. Had Ron Rivera and Jay Gruden. What are y'all talking about? Our time is here. Y'all time is up. What are y'all talking about? I don't care what none of them have to say in terms of like how Washington fans are feeling. If y'all are excited about whooping on Dallas, bro, or attempting to whoop on Dallas, like I don't like to put the cart before the horse. I think I know what they should do and how they should play against Dallas. But I'm not going to stop anybody from being bold in their predictions. And my point being saying that is like understanding this is the state that Washington is in. Like, y'all better deal with it. Like Dallas. Matter of fact, I think about Dallas fans in this instance. Since the times that y'all have been good in the regular season, what have y'all done with that? Technically, y'all shouldn't be talking either. And y'all shouldn't have anything to say about Washington fans talking. Because y'all ain't even win shit. Y'all won nothing of significance. What are we talking about? So if y'all are geeking to play Dallas and geeking for Dallas to get their ass beat, man, do it, bro. Talk your shit. Dallas fans had a lot to cheer for during the regular season over the past few years, bro, and nothing came out of that in the postseason. So they shouldn't be talking either. I think we're good on the news for today, bro. Let's see. I'm making sure that I cleared everything. Yeah. Oh no, I'm not done yet. My bad, I'm tripping. Let me see. There's some more news I think coming from Dallas. Right, yeah, there it is. Ryan Schottenheimer, offensive coordinator for the Cowboys. He talked about Dan Quinn and the Commanders' defense. Obviously we know him well. He knows us well. You watch them play, and their play style is very familiar in terms of the way they fly around to the football and stuff like that. They do a really good job with disguising their defenses. I'm a huge fan of Joe Witt. I think Joe's doing a terrific job. Their disguise packages, you have to really be good with your eyes, not only pre-snap. We showed that, right, in our film session today. Shout out them all. You have to be really good with your eyes pre-snap, but post-snap as well, because what they show you pre-snap might be doing something completely different than what they do post-snap. So we have to be very disciplined with our eyes. And just right now, they're doing a good job with their packages with their linebackers. Bobby Wagner's with them in Seattle, playing at an elite level. He's obviously comfortable with Dan Quinn's defense. It would be fun to see those guys. And again, I think they're playing with some confidence right now. I agree. I agree completely. Their offense just cannot let them down, bro. Can't do it. What else we got? Just shut it dead. Okay. But I think we cleared it. But who is this? All right, cool. Save this for Thursday. There's a quote coming out from who is this? Who's Coach Kelly? Kevin Kelly on why Cliff Kingsbury struggles late in the season every year. I think this is a narrative / attention grabbing interview or quote that's coming out. But I want to save this for the guys on Thursday. If you want to get ahead of the case, Warren Sharp put it out. And I think it's pretty interesting that they put that out. Also, it's a 3-minute clip, so I don't want to play the unimportant parts. Okay. Let's not forget the game they whooped it so bad that Jonathan and Deron fought each other. Again, a game where Taylor Heineke was the quarterback. And he was throwing knockout balls to Terry McLaurin. Juno. All right, here we go. Hey, that's gonna wrap it up for us on this Chopper Dive Washington Commanders morning show. We will be back Friday morning, 6 a.m. 6 a.m. man. All 32 is coming on tonight for programming information, and Trapper Dive game preview will be back tomorrow, Thursday, 7 p.m. So yeah, y'all stay locked in. Appreciate y'all as always. Make sure y'all hit the like button if you haven't done so. Hit that subscribe button as well. It's gonna wrap it up for us, man. Peace.
Chop it down. Chop it down. Chop it down. You gon' chop it down. Chop it down. You gon' chop it down. Down, set, watch him throw the ball. We gon' pick it off. You gon' let him hit the hole or you gon' cut it off. You gon' play through 4th and long or you gon' punt it off. Your defenders, heavy hitters, put your pads in. Don't be looking for the ref to throw no flags in. Keep the helmet on, keep the cleats tight. You the type to want to win by any means, right? You should look alive. This is Trapper Dive.